All right, so I hope you liked the disappearing, or the cool way that the map worked. Oh my goodness, I have to remove somebody from the HUD. I hate it so much. First, the player that I want to try to hide. Okay. Solo production woes. Okay, I got it. I got it done. All right, cool. All right, now I have to observe myself. It's like when I first started this whole adventure. Interesting. All right, dotStats with a heavy stack outside of A long. How will Blahaj answer this? They've got Savage, first one to go down. Johnny Jizz doing a good job, but honest, gonna take 2 right on back. We're down to the 3 versus 3. dotStats making their way over to that A long utility into position to cover the cross. Blahaj have to boost on up over to Cat. They do a good job to start things off, but Markey gonna tag down too. KBZ now forced to play this one all alone. Doesn't have the bomb, doesn't have any teammates. Just gonna have to go for the 1 versus 3. The HP though, in a good position for a possible retake of this site, and Blahaj giving him a lot of space. That is certainly a name, yes. Hey, you know, we're CS. We have weird names. They don't know they have the bomb. I don't know if... I feel like they should know, but they're backing off either way because they think that dotStats are going to be relocating. Interesting thoughts, but with 30 seconds left, KBZ just going to come back the way he came, down long, looking for the shots, but Blahaj not giving him anything, and Jacob Uwu going to finish the job. So yeah, so you can see that Ninja PC automatically dies every round. So that's how the coach slot works. And what's funny is that because he doesn't have a death, his score is counted as higher than Savage, who didn't do any damage in that round. Which is just kinda hilarious. Yeah, opening game for Season 54. We're just figuring things out as we go along. This is going to go on my YouTube page, so if you're watching this on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have a team and you want me to cast your game, I don't know why you would, because I'm not doing a very good job of this one, but I'm trying my best. Jacob Wu does have a bit of a read here. dotStats have 4 players hanging out in tons, but Jumble hanging out over on the other side of the map. The question is, what will Blahaj read off of this? dotStats doing the pretty typical rush out tons to mid, but Markey ready and waiting for them. Going to call the team over for the crunch on in. He's doing a good job with the MP9. Gets a couple of kills for himself. The third with the dualies. And it's just going to be up to Jumble, who does not hold on to Cat. So a 2-0 start for Blahaj. And we get to hear that death noise every round. I wonder if we get to see where the corpse is. Do we get an actual corpse? That would be bad if we did, because it would actually mess up the spawns. Like the CTs, if you don't know, there's only 5 spawns for CT, right? They start off in this U shape, and so they can play off spawns. A lot of the pug players will be like, all right, let's play off spawns. The closest to A site, go that way. The closest to B site, go that way. You get a mid player. But, ooh, I wonder what this charm is on the end of Ben's gun. That could be a fun thing to take a look at. Good nade out. Doesn't catch anybody. dotStats just pushing their way on up, and they are going to default mid once again with that control. Get the smoke down for mid to B this time around. Don't let someone crunch on in from CT. With the molly back on the other side of things, forces them to go on over to Cat, which be Mark-U holding court, but molly gonna stop dotStats from pushing on up, so we're just gonna get a nice little chill moment. Oh, I was reading chat and I missed a kill. Mark-U will start things off with a kill on Jumble. He's getting into position, but they seem to have a read on this one, and P's only able to tag down Ben, though there's some critical damage coming in. Real player to watch now is going to be Honest, coming in from behind with the rest of dotStats. They're kind of forced into the cat push. They've got the smoke down for CT. They need to make sure they have a player watching their flank. They've got Mark-U in front of them. They'll take him down, and that's going to open things up behind them. Honest, next one to fall. dotStats able to get a clear and open plant spot. Savage able to get one back. So at least something going the way of Blahaj. 2 versus 3. The nade to clean up Johnny Jizz. Call that one a sock, but Chewbacca and Ben clean up Blahaj. And dotStats will take their first round. So now we get to see if Blahaj can hold on to their lead. The money not too great. They have the FAMAS, they have the MP9, but they do also have that AWP for Honest. dotStats going for something fast on B, smoking that fire. Jacob, though, could spray down for one, but it's not enough to continue this. And dotStats just going to take over the B-bomb site. Behind them now, though, they do have players in tons. The first one to go down going to be Peas. And the utility going to do a good job of keeping Blahaj back. So even though this is a 3 versus 4, it feels fairly undercoverable from the Blahaj side. Ooh, drop. Mark-U not able to convert off of that one, and I do think we are going to get the save. Blahaj just looking to hold on to some guns. They've got a trio of rifles to work with. They're not even looking for exits. They've got a couple of players hanging out in tons to maybe look for something, but dotStats have correctly read this. They're going to exit towards CT. Shot rings out of the op. Honest not able to connect, so this one should be all of these 4 dotStats players perfectly able to hold on to their guns, and we go into a tied ball game. Oh, there goes Honest, though. That's the op down for Blahaj. The kill sound at the beginning of every round is so distracting. I'm gonna have to get used to that. That's so bad. But I understand why it's how you kind of have to do it. See, Rue, you mentioned that, but I literally, like, I say that I don't want to reinstall LoL for Vanguard, but I have so much trauma from LoL. I cannot play that shit again. Even ARAMs, people treat it too competitively. It's ridiculous. Though if you do go over to my main channel, if you're watching here on YouTube, go over to my main channel. I do have a LoL clip over there. It's my one and only pentakill. But dotStats now looking for a pretty easy round win, mostly versus pistols. Mark-U did have a rifle, but going to be the first one to fall. Savage picks it up and is going to take down a couple in response, but it's not going to be enough. Caught on the reload. And now just 5-7 and a deagle for Blahaj to try and win this one. But the 5-7 working out well. Jacob finds the bulge. Ooh woo. Why did I say that? I need to think before I talk sometimes. So you know what's funny, chat? Is we've got Sabaka walking onto the B-bomb site. And you know what I can do? I have to hit the arrow keys to get over. There's no easy way. Honest just walking into the bomb site raw, and Chewbacca more than happy to shred him. You wouldn't be the floofs we know and love. I know. If I think before I talk too much, then I'm not casting correctly. I feel like there's got to be some degree of, you know, I just say things and hope it's funny. All right, well, for this game not going too terribly well for Blahaj. After a solid opening, they haven't managed to answer back. And now the money's starting to stack up for dotStats. Stumble to open things up. So chat, if you didn't know, if you weren't here during the ESEA days, and I wasn't, but dotStats was a thing that you could do during an ESEA game and get stats. I know. Crazy concept. But the purpose of it was to get stats mid-game, but you could get it, use it on your teammates and be like, yeah, you think you're good, but look at your real stats. That's what I hear it was used for. We lost the technology. True, but clearly Faceit is looking to recover lost tech. All right, Honest Scout needs to go huge here. The nades go on in. Good tag out of Honest, but Savage not able to convert, so only one kill to come in. Peas trades one as well, but that's only going to leave Jacob in the 1 versus 3. This game started to unravel here for Blahaj. Why did you clip that? You didn't need to clip that. But since you did, I'll make it a featured clip while telling you you didn't need to clip it. All right, Jacob, what can you do? The answer is get opt. Well, that doesn't feel good. dotStats now taking command of this one, and money not looking too great for Blahaj. Well, we do have a singular primary weapon purchase. That's going to be Jacob with his SMG. The rest of the team on Deegs. It's a quad Deeg. Something like a quad damage. Unfortunately, quad damage doesn't really stand up to the op all too well. Jacob does manage to get 2 as they make their way on to B, but will be overwhelmed as dotStats just take this one right over. Will feel fairly happy with that $1,200 in his pocket. These Deegs are going to have a tough time managing to convert this round unless... Oh, Honest? Look at the health he does! Takes a few shots, but will take down Jumble. Unfortunately, AWP makes its way back onto the site for the trade. KBZ, more than happy to put that to work. These Deegs are out of time. That's the 10-second warning. No kits means all they can do is hit those exits, and, well, a good exit is going to feel nice, taking away a little bit of that money from dotStats. So yeah, we, it's a, I mean, see, dust2 is one where you never really have a good read on what the map can look like. Sometimes it can be very T-sided, sometimes it can be very CT-sided. Early op peak turns into a failure for dotStats. KBZ gifted that over, and now, I love this. We've got Blahaj with a double stack in pit. This could really catch dotStats off guard, but the Molotov's going to do a good job of putting it in its place. Savage unable to escape. Now dotStats able to wrap around and take control. Oh, I love this too. Johnny Jizz getting out on a bomb site has managed to recognize the hole in the defenses of Blahaj. Get into the position where there's not going to be a whole lot they can do about him. Now, Savage completely cornered. And it's a 2 versus 4. They do have Jumble on pretty low HP. but with a singular kit and not a whole lot of util. Oh, that hurts. A good spray onto Ben, but this is going to be a rough one. Flash goes in, and Johnny Jizz and Ben will clean things up for a 6-2 score line for dotStats. This is always the tough thing with the beginning of a season. You never know whether you're going to get a game that's going to be an absolute banger or if one team's just going to pull away and you're going to end up 9 rounds in where the T side are just winning out. And then at the same time, you might end up where you get to the second half and things just get completely equalized and you're like, oh, I didn't think this was going to be an overtime game either. But hey, dust2 gonna dust2. You know, a map that everybody is quite familiar with. Honest, just vetoed from the site. So much utility. Molotovs aplenty. KBZ and Jumble to stop this tunnels push as well. Jumble to get himself a nice triple. But yeah, not a whole lot to talk about for this one. 7-2. I guess the thing we can talk about is just like going to frag. I'm going to try to make sure I'm posting on social media while I'm there. Just to be like, hey, I still exist. You can find me casting. Ooh, the leg out of KBZ. Never a good feeling on the CT side when you have to start off the round one shot. Ooh, Mark U does spot a player jumping in tons. It might not matter. Johnny Jizz just charging on up. I just can't. These names sometimes. I mean, granted, you know, Dick Stacy was a player name as well. Mark U, good player, but unable to stand up to the Jizz. Yeah, I went there. dotStats, they're just picking away at the Blahaj defenses. AWP working its magic as well. There's just nothing able to hold the line here for Blahaj. Jacob finally finished off the leg, and then the rest of the hit points. When is the next frag after Canada? So I know they're doing one in Tennessee, I want to say, and that's in September. But man, as I'm thinking about like packing tomorrow and going to frag, I don't know. I don't want to make any big proclamations. Because whenever I'm at frag, it's an amazing time. It's just packing and getting ready and just there's so much to do, so little time. And here I am spending 2 of my hours streaming when I could be doing laundry and doing other things that I need to get done. Adulting is hard while casting, while streaming. Honest, with the first kill does give Blahaj the first man advantage they've had in quite a long time. I'm gonna open up. The head of Johnny Jizz opened right up. KBZ though with the trade. Jumble looking for more. We're gonna get traded out. And now it's just KBZ. This AWP has a lot of work to do. His whole team's been shut down. 1 versus 4 would be the ace if he's able to claim it, but Bomb far away from him. Yes, if you don't notice, I'm wearing my frag shirt. Laundry isn't always there for you. I mean, look, there are a lot of things that I should be doing. I should be getting more steps. I should be getting more workouts in, more sunlight. You know, I feel like, I don't know, I'm an adult. I should be socializing off the internet. I should have been, you know, getting my casting reps in my 20s. And now, why bother? I don't know. But hey, we're here. I'm still going to post this to YouTube. Currently robbing a bank. I can't rob a bank because, you know, think of all the taxes. Oh, wait. Well, last of half, Blahaj making it at least a little bit competitive. But double op setup is always going to be a little bit like, it's dust2 and they've got 2. No ops on the side of Blahaj makes this one difficult to fight. The util has done a good job of holding dotStats back. There have been a few fairly brutal pushes out of dotStats that Blahaj just not ready for the pack rifle, but this round they don't seem to have as much of a plan. I mean, at 8-4, they're just kind of looking to tap it in, get that 9th round, but you're still going to feel fairly comfortable on 8. That is a good point. Don't declare your crimes on your tax return. Heck, not even the Joker would declare his crimes on his tax returns. He did his taxes. That's pretty crazy that a villain does taxes. But anyway, Jacob Uwu going to be the first one to spot out this push out of dotStats. Not going to be able to hold on up to it. P's able to get 1, but will that be enough? 2 versus 3 as dotStats enter on into the site. Ooh, and Savage maybe going to catch a rotate for himself. That's jumbled down. Now this 2 versus 2 feels a little bit better, but the AWP coming alive here for KBZ. Getting that aggro. And it's going to be up to Savage to close this one out to try and get a 4th, but KBZ's got a read on it, and that's going to be enough. dotStats secure a 9th. So a very solid T-side for the old heads of dotStats. Wait, no way that's an actual guidance. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That is absolutely incredible. Well, it's a good start for Blahaj. Just tapping away at the players up on Cat. Takedown 2 already. Shabaka trying to back away, but with 16 HP, what can you really do? Just get charged and overwhelmed. As Honest is also pushing up your long. Now it's going to be up to Ben. 2 pistols, 5 terrorists. All action and all doom. Honest closes things out, and Blahaj with a pistol. I mean, not saying it's a comeback. But that is a good-looking pistol, though Blahaj did win the pistol and the follow-up on their CT side. Been here for years? Yes. All right, so full buy on the side of Blahaj, but dotStats looking to get the early momentum back stolen from them. Shabaka getting in here early. Ooh, Mark EU ready for the push. Gonna take his hat off. And again, Blahaj with the opening. And again, Blahaj with looking strong on these second rounds. If dotStats ain't able to win, this is a force buy for them. So they've invested a lot to potentially surrender a whole bunch of rounds. And with those kills, 2 versus 5 for dotStats. The scout needs a lot. That was a collat. No, it wasn't. That was not a collat. But KBZ does get to go huge with 2. B-bomb site left open. This 2 versus 3. Blahaj, even with losing those 2 to the scout, still going to be feeling pretty comfy. Hey, how's it going, fake stereo? Well, bomb down. I don't think there's going to be an attempt at a retake, but I think dotStats can feel fairly happy that even on the force buy, they've managed to secure some rifles. They're not that close to the site. KBZ just in a position where if they exit toward tons, there might be a cheeky kill. Savage looking for this. Ooh, he's making some sounds. KPZ. This one feels doable. Taking away the weapons. Gonna have a huge knock-on effect for these next few rounds. Even if dotStats aren't able to recover and full buy into this, there's still a lot that they can do. That's gonna be a fairly painful rebuy for Blahaj. The only saving grace is knowing that that was a force buy by dotStats, but you've got to be nervous knowing that they've got 2 of your rifles. You know, you're hoping for that easy follow-up round. Blahaj now with 3 rifles and P's lit down to 11. Not feeling fairly healthy. This push taking a fair amount of time, and oh, they pushed right into one Ben's Galil. 1 out of the 2 rifles, and Blahaj have managed to find it. This is some great positioning by dotStats. Flash does a good job of keeping them away. Oh, Johnny Jizz getting in there with the deke. Oh, but they've spotted him. Meanwhile, KBZ continuing to wreak havoc on the Blahaj players. They're getting pushed from all over the place. And it's a 1 versus 4 for Mark U. You would have hoped to have a few more teammates alive. Mark U, unfortunately, with no kills, knows that dotStats are all over the bomb, has to have some idea. Hoping that there's a few unarmored players, takes down Jumble, but Ben will deny any hint of a comeback by Blahaj. So again, this half starts off the same as the last. First 2 rounds won, not able to continue it. That's a huge statistic. Teams that are able to win the first 2 rounds, the pistol and the follow-up, and then don't win the game. That is a slim margin right there, folks. That is one that you look at, you just cannot feel any sort of happiness. Because it's just like, man, we had it all in the palm of our hands, and we just, the money, where did it go? But this round, Blahaj is going to make their way on up through mid once again. But the weapons not favoring them. This broken buy, they've got a Galil, a Scout, an AK, and pistols. Those are some strong pistols. They're still pistols. Full armor, though, so they have invested pretty fully into this round to hopefully try and take the weapons back off of dotStats. Oh, this position from Ben. Unable to get the kill, but that is information, and the smoke means that Blahaj now have to push on in through it. They'll set down their own lurk smoke, and Ben gets caught by terrain. Jumble, oh, unable to hold on as well. Mark U with the double to keep Blahaj guessing, to keep them reeling. Blahaj will make it out of the site, though not completely uninjured. That nade doing a little bit. But bomb down should feel fairly good. 3 versus 4. This is a position. It's a difficult position. All 5 Blahaj players are close on site. So if you spot one, you're going to know there's more around. Peas with the trade. That's the thing that dotStats, that's the thing that Blahaj can really hang their hat on, is the fact that with these players all so close together, they can really stump dotStats from getting back into this round. Ooh, Johnny Uwu, a kill onto Shabaka, and Honest will be cleaned up. Blahaj trying to make a game of it. 6-10. Not the best scoreline in the world, but also you're not going to be feeling too terribly bad off the back of it. Well, let's see if dotStats can recover this. Mark, are you playing for this team? Yeah. I don't know. You love the post. See, you hear about the big teams doing their roster change. Hello? What just happened? Hello? Don't look at this. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. I got kicked out of the server. All right, so we haven't fixed that bug. Don't look at my rank. I got my 25 wins. We got back in. We're all good. I don't think we missed a round. We haven't even missed a kill, I don't think, but... Alright, so yes, Marky... Yeah, Blahaj looks fairly different from last season. I'm a little bit... It's okay. Going back into the little bit I was talking about, there are a lot of roster moves you do hear about, but on these advanced teams, there's a lot less that you hear about. Which I think is fun, right? You never know where it's just going to be like, oh man, I was watching this team last season, I was watching this team this season, and it's completely different. And I'm not saying it's completely different, but still, it's different enough. All right, time for the push-up mid. 30 seconds left, and we don't have a plan. So we push mid. We don't have a mid smoke. There it is. But Shabaka going to be able to call that out. Jumble goes for the swing. Only able to get to one, though. But Shabaka boosted on up. Gets two. And this push for Blahaj might just be shut right down. Savage able to get one back, but that's not going to be enough. That's bombed down outside of B. And there's not enough time for this defuse, for this plant to come in. Shabaka more than happy to go for the swing. He knows that Savage is going to be in a compromised position. Claims 11 per dotStats. We're going to have so much time before the next game that I was planning on casting. This game is going a lot faster than I thought it would. Oh well. That's just how it is sometimes. This is why we prepare a second game. So the stream's not too short. Alright. Eco buys out of Blahaj. Ooh, that's a good start, but Shabaka lines up two. It's not going to be enough to keep them down, though. Mark you with two right back onto the Deeg. There's a lot of damage, though, from the rest of the team. So the Deeg, I mean, you're going to be still getting kills on it. But that is going to be called out to KBZ, whose head has ripped right off, honest. Oh, with the crosshairs. And that is going to feel awkward for dotStats. Now the weapons picked up by Blahaj. Full AKs. Was that a no armor op? I wonder. I don't have replays tonight, but... So that's unfortunate. All right, boost up out of Jumble. Blahaj, though, going to be able to get that bomb down. Ooh, the tap fight, but Ben's not able to connect. It is going to be Mark U. And now Honest looking to clean this one up, but Ben will not go quietly into that good night. He's got two opponents. It looks like he wants to fight this. He doesn't have any utility or the kit, and he is going to back on out. Make me a liar. So it is going to be 7 for Blahaj. Spud, if you're still there, what team are you on this season? As Marky just crouch strafes for the headshot. None? I need people to tell me who to watch, because otherwise I've got a couple of teams that I want to watch. I have a question about that. Should I watch Team Mythic, or should I just, like, because they're all gonna have their own POVs, right? I guess I could do it co-stream style, where I'm just like hanging out. Well, we've got the pause. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure some people will want to watch a casted version too, but it's not enough. And yeah, it's probably not worth it. Oh man, how did you end up playing your premiere games out, Spud? And that goes for anyone in chat. Did anyone end up playing out and getting their full 25? I did a lot of grinding at the end of the season. I think I won like, yeah, see, I'm not in 27K. I'm in the joke divisions. So I got my 25. I discovered that the best way to win at 5K is the same as playing CS 15 years ago. You play it like it's Ice World, you turn on some Linkin Park, you swing people, and you go for the headshots. And it works out. I listened to a couple of Linkin Park albums, and I ground out my wins, and it was good times. You know, I kind of ignored my teammates because most of them were annoying. What about Deftones? You know, 15 years ago was probably when I would have discovered Deftones from the Matrix movies, which sounds really stupid. Like, Deftones are a little bit older than my music tastes at that era. Hold on, Blahaj about to push on up. We're going to have a big battle here. JBZ. Oh, KBZ. Sorry, JBZ is the combination of Jumble and KBZ, and they get 3 with only 1 response out of Blahaj. Savage falls, and now it's going to be up to Peas with the 1 versus 4. No bomb either. This one's looking like dotStats going to be on 12. And just in time, too. We're going to have a nice 10 minutes to chill before we go to the main match that I've got my eye on for tonight. He's looking for this, but there's just too many targets. Does get the kill on a KBZ, but Johnny Jizz will slap him down. I mean, Johnny Jizz will beat him off for match point on dotStats. It's all right. Sometimes I have to remember that, thank God that he left Blahaj. I mean, like, there are a few players that left Blahaj this season. I don't see Logert. I don't see Dave. I don't see... I know Sezzy was just a stand-in, but like Blahaj have been kind of decimated by their roster changes. So I imagine that they're kind of in a rebuilding and figuring things out. They do have a coach, which is wild to me, but it's also really annoying from trying to observe. I'm so upset that coaches got added back to ESEA because it makes observing awful. It is Ninja. And you know what? Good on them for picking up a coach, but it makes observing terrible. Because I want to show you something. I hit 0. Nobody's on 0. I hit 9. I'm on P's. I can't get to Savage without hitting the arrow keys. And you know what? It's not even going to matter because KBZ is just grinding them up. He's getting everything he wants, honest. The last player standing, 1 versus 4. 1 versus 3. Does have KBZ on low HP. He's not going so well for Blahaj, and KBZ gonna make it go from bad to worse with the win, 13-7. dotStats crushing it for their first game of the season. And that is a solid. I know Hambuka's got a lot of fans. What teams? Okay, so okay. I honestly need people to tell me what games aren't being casted so that I can cast them. Like, I need people to request games.